Hey everyone, it is Sunday, August 21st. The time is 12:30 p.m. and the temperature right now is around 23 degrees Celsius. And there's the look north up a pedestrianized Yonge Street. And Yonge has been closed between Queen and Bloor as part of the Open Streets TO program. And then from Bloor Street, it is closed to the west all the way over to Christie. So I'll be starting here at Yonge and Queen and walking north up to Bloor and then west along the rest of the route. And it's taking place today between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So it's not too often you get to see Yonge Street closed down to traffic like this. Although back in the early 70s, they used to hold what they called the Yonge Street Pedestrian Mall. And I think that was closed between Adelaide and what was then Albert Street, just to the north of here. That was before the Eaton Centre existed. And despite being rather popular, that unfortunately came to an end. I think it was officially canceled in 1975, and we've never really seen anything like it since. And there's a look up at the Massey Tower. So I think this route will be about 5 kilometers in total. And the last time they held this event was back in 2019. And I think they held it on 2 separate dates, one in August and one in September. Although unfortunately, I think this year it's only being held just today. And as you saw, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. isn't a great deal of time, so it's a bit disappointing in that sense. So this is Shooter Street. If I can remember to, I'll put a link to that video I recorded back in 2019. The route was a little longer back then. It extended all the way to Ossington on Bloor Street. And here's an event. We have outdoor chess. I've got their program guide up here, and it says at Yonge and Shooter, which is where we are now pretty much, there'll be giant games and Muskoka chairs. And there'll be a dance session at 1:45 called Sweat and Tonic. I don't think I saw the Muskoka chairs. And one of the things that makes this unique from other street festivals in Toronto is that there's no outside vendors allowed to take place or take part in it. So the focus is on pedestrians and the local businesses that are already here along Yonge and Bloor Streets. There's the Mirvish Theatre.
You guys want us to take a photo of you guys?
Yonge and Dundas is coming up, and according to the program guide, there's a pop-up park featuring 4,000 square feet of grass on Yonge Street, and there'll be play areas and outdoor themed fun activities. There'll also be yoga and a Pilates course. I had a late night last night. I think this might be a separate event taking place at Dundas Square. This is the Pan American Food and Music Festival. Can't really get much closer. Here is Yonge and Dundas. I guess that's to block any potential traffic from turning there. And here is the open street park. Oh, hello.
My name is Joseph.
Oh.
I follow your videos from Colombia.
Oh, wow.
And I can give me an inspiration for to be
Awesome.
Here.
Wow.
With my wife.
Oh, wow. Nice to meet you.
Even though we see your videos right now, I don't speak very well English.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Nice
Well,
to meet
well, it's
you.
nice to meet you. Enjoy Yonge Street today. Cheers. There's a friendly viewer who was watching when he was back in Colombia. And what an amazing sight this is. Oh, hello. Looks like there's a lot of games and activities for kids in the park area. Some bowling pins. Most of the smaller side streets are blocked off from accessing Yonge. It's the Playmobil. And the World Food Market doesn't appear to be open right now. The city does have plans to make Yonge Street more pedestrian friendly. I think south of Carlton Street which is just to the north of here. They'll be reducing it by 1 lane of traffic in each direction. And we should also see bike lanes pop up. Although it's really quite ridiculous that we don't have bike lanes on Yonge from Bloor all the way down to the lake. There's Elm Street. We've got all these people walking on the sidewalk over there, but this is the one day where you're not confined to the sidewalk. So I think there's 10 crossing points in total for traffic to cross Yonge and Bloor Street. There's the Kanji Queen, and that went into a spot that was previously occupied by a Swiss chalet that had been there since the beginning of time.
They used to sell all kinds of food.
And if you're a skyscraper fan, there's a really exciting development going in on the right here, Concord Sky. And I think it's approved at 85 stories, but they're trying to get it bumped up to 95. And this is Gerrard Street. So according to the program guide, the next event's up at Yonge and Grosvenor. And there'll be fitness classes, demos, family activities, and basketball put on by the Central YMCA. There'll also be a pop-up bike repair center. There's an event here at College Park put on by the Downtown Yonge Business Improvement Area. Usually these street festivals are organized by the local BIAs.
The song we are going to play right now is a very well-known song. Ricardito, very well-known song. The name of the song is Guantanamera. Anybody here know that song? You know the name of it. You know, my friend.
I wonder if that's a copyrighted song. I believe these open streets here were inspired by a program that started in New York City called Summer Streets. Feel free to correct me down below in the comments if that's not the case. But if you've seen my videos from the various different street festivals this year in the city, this one certainly has a very different feel to it. And I think the lack of outside vendors contributes greatly to just how different this is. And this wouldn't be a bad route to cycle, albeit if you were going on the slow side. There's the look to the west along College Street. So that's where we are right now. Emergency, no parking on this side of the street. I'm not sure what the total attendance is, but this event is competing with the CNE. And because it's only 4 hours, for the people that weren't aware of it, I think there's a lot of people in the city that by the time they hear that it's on and want to go check it out, probably won't have time to get here and properly enjoy it. It really should be more of a 10 till 6 type thing. But such is life in a car-centric city where you have suburban city councilors fighting tooth and nail to keep things like pedestrianized efforts out of the downtown core. They need to protect their constituents' right to drive into the city, I guess. And I think that's how the first Yonge Street pedestrian mall in the 70s came to an end. And that one was also opposed by Simpson's, a large department store that was at Queen and Yonge. That's now a Saks Fifth Avenue and a Hudson's Bay. There's a Cycle Toronto tent.
Did you know that there is bike lanes on Yonge between just north of Bloor all the way up to Davisville?
I actually tried.
And currently a pilot there are
Looks like they're advocating for a more pedestrianized Yonge Street. The Egg Club seems to be doing a rather booming business. And this is Yonge and Wellesley coming up. If I planned this a little better, I probably could have recorded a walk in one direction and live streamed it in the other. I was prepared to let that car clear the intersection, but some other people had other ideas. Let's look at the kind of road conditions I deal with on Yonge when I ride my bike and e-scooter along it. Those potholes are not kind to small e-scooter tires. That was a gas-powered e-bike. Here is Gloucester Street. I would think a reimagined Yonge Street really is an opportunity to be one of North America's great downtown streets. It probably is already, but that's more of a sad testament to the quality of North American cities in terms of their car-centric designs. There's someone with a GoPro on his helmet. The YouTube channel City Nerd recently did a video on what I guess you could call fake pedestrian malls in America. We've got a jump rope here. That rope is too long. Gotta love the quality of the streets, eh? I said you gotta love the quality of the streets. Oh, he had his earphones on, but his skateboard wheels did not handle that part of Yonge Street too well. Here's a fire truck. I remember in kindergarten filling out one of those "What I Want to Be When I Grow Up" forms, and I chose fireman. I have a picture of me with a fire helmet and a Polaroid and a little write-up. Ironically, I think YouTuber has replaced that as the most desirable job for young kids. Someone is honking a lot. Sounds like it's coming out of a parking garage. There's also the Chinatown Street Festival going on today. I recorded that yesterday. Seems to be something going on up at Yonge and Bloor. Yonge and Bloor, there will be Hongluk Kung Fu Club lion dancing with drumming and martial arts demos. And there's a closed Chick-fil-A. They do not open on Sundays. I've still yet to try Chick-fil-A. And on the left is what will at least be one of the 2 tallest towers in Canada going up. That's One Bloor West. And it looks like they've got Bloor Street closed a little bit further to the east of here for a few blocks. Gil Penalosa for mayor. I can get behind that. So this is now west on Bloor Street. Starting off by heading through the Yorkville neighborhood, and then it'll be through the Annex and finally Koreatown. I think I just got hit by a few raindrops. So Bloor Street runs along the north end of downtown. There's Holt Renfrew. That's a large Canadian luxury department store. Pretty much in the vein of a Saks Fifth Avenue. And this is Bay Street coming up. One of the neat things about this event is it does run along subway lines. Line 1 on Yonge Street and line 2 along Bloor.
The new, this new job with that. Yeah.
I think this event started back in 2014. And it was enough of a success that they expanded it and held it in 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 as well. I always thought it would be a good event to hold during the pandemic. They wouldn't have to have any vendors or anything like that, but just to get people out and to enjoy the streets. When there wasn't a whole lot to do or a reason to get out over the last few years, would have been a good idea. That girl was saying she should have brought her rollerblades. That would have been a neat idea. There's a Dior and a Prada. I think inline skating has made a bit of a comeback. It really exploded in the early to mid 90s. And for a while, aggressive inline skating kind of overtook skateboarding. But ultimately it proved to be more of a fad, and you saw less and less people on inline skates. And they were no longer featured in the X Games. It was a Gucci. I remember having a pair of rollerblades in the early 90s. And then later I had a pair of Oxygen skates. That was a different brand. I think they fell by the wayside. Let's take a look at the schedule here. So there's an improv workshop at Bloor and Devonshire Place. At Bloor and Howland, there'll be Sweet Pete's Bike Shop with a stand set up, I believe, and Bloor and Euclid jump stations and rope skipping teams.
It was a bizarre film. My desk was in my bag.
So to the north of here is Avenue, and to the south, Queen's Park. There's the Royal Ontario Museum. There's a roller skater. It's kind of interesting how they have a pylon right in the middle of the bike lane. Fantastic beasts, the wonder of nature. Whoops, how'd that happen? don't think the forecast said it would rain until much later today. Hopefully this is all there is. It is raining kind of lightly. There's Varsity Arena and Varsity Stadium on the left. Pink Titans. This is put on, it looks like, by the Toronto District School Board. Or they might just be one of the sponsors. Oh, that guy appears to be controlling it.
Мы тут на роботов смотрим.
I was impressed until I saw what appeared to be a PlayStation controller. Bloor Street's certainly a lot quieter than Yonge was. And I do not have an umbrella on me. It's starting to come down a bit heavier. They got one. So this is the Annex neighborhood. There's the Bathurst Museum. Feels like a ghost town along this stretch. And that person over there has a very loud backpack. There's Gayubi, an excellent all-you-can-eat Japanese grill. I think it's the best of its kind in the city. Oh, it looks like rain has held off from smearing all over the camera lens, at least for now. That's a good sign. I don't know, my camera is malfunctioning and having trouble flipping around these days.
I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
Oh, even with the rain, it's still nice. Although here's another reason for them to hold these for a longer period of time and on more days. There's Madison Avenue. And here's Spadina. Apparently that's a mini Irish setter. An Irish setter growing up.
Okay, looking. Yeah.
And to look north up Spadina Road. And south down Spadina Avenue. And this next stretch will take us through the heart of the Annex neighborhood. Did a video last week walking through the Annex and Koreatown, mostly along Bloor. And had I had known I'd be doing this, I probably would have held off from doing that one. There looks to be a bit of a crowd gathered up ahead.
She's at home, so she don't smell like wet dog.
Ah! We're already 47 minutes in, it looks like. So this will be the longest walking video I've recorded in a while. There's some dancing going on. Doing so well avoiding copyrighted music up until about now. There's Sweet Pete's. Looks like it's not still fully repaired since a car went through the front of that shop. There's Lee's Palace on the left.
Down to Queen Street.
So I think these people walking in the other direction wouldn't get to make it all the way southbound Yonge, as this thing will be closed at 2. It's amazing how much more pleasant the city is away from the sound of automobile noise. That's certainly something I experienced firsthand in Amsterdam a few weeks ago. And we are out of downtown and into Koreatown for the last leg. That's Dream Escape, escape room. There's a type of business that really didn't fare very well during the pandemic. So Koreatown spans between Bathurst over to Christie, and that's where I'll be finishing this one. There's Arisu. And that is where Honest Ed's used to be. and what's left of Mervish Village. Here's Palmerston Avenue, and it looks like there's another fire truck up ahead. Camera has a few raindrops on it. Maybe I'll give it a little wipe. Looks like maybe this fire truck was here for official business. It's hooked up to a hydrant.
I think so, yeah.
Mama Chef, I finished one of my first ever videos that I recorded for this channel there. It was a hyperlapse walk. Oh, someone's bike just fell over.
What do you feel like more, barbecue?
Looks like that's a food courier's bike. I've yet to go back to Clinton's since it reopened under new management. That's an institution in this area. I actually went out for drinks for the first time since I came back to Canada last night, and that was in the Little Ethiopia area in the Danforth. I went to a place called the Wood Owl, and then another place called Mom's Basement. So it looks like Bloor is actually closed for another block to the west of here. Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very good.
You're on a move-in.
Yeah, I'm searching for the LCBO. Do you know where it is?
Oh.
I'm going that way actually.
Yeah, there's one that way.
Yeah, I think there is one over there. But when I was coming, I think I saw one. I don't know the streets here
LCBO.
yet. How are you?
Good. I just got a new e-bike yesterday.
Oh really?
Yeah, there's an LCBO that
Right
way.
over there? Yeah.
Yeah.
But as I was going that way, I thought, I don't know. I'm so confused
Yeah,
with these streets here.
No, it sucks. Like literally, like a few minutes that way.
Yeah.
Is your best bet. Otherwise,
Going back.
you're all the way at you're all the way at like.
Because as I told you, I'm going that way. If I find one that way.
There's one in Little Italy at College and Bathurst.
College and Bathurst.
Yeah.
I think it's enough for me. Yeah, it's good for me. Yeah, because I'm going that way.
Yeah, if that works for you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
No,
Bye.
good to see you. I think I'll need to bring my new bike in. The
Let's go there.
front wheel is rubbing the disc brake.
Bye-bye.
All right, see ya. That was one of the guys who's been fixing my bikes at Repair and Run. Super friendly and professional guy. And I can't recommend taking your e-bikes and e-scooters to that place enough if you have any problems. Anyways, we've made it to Christie Station. And it looks like we're almost at the 1 hour mark for this video. Hope you enjoyed this walk along Yonge and Bloor as part of Open Streets TO 2022, which sadly will not occur again for another year. And hopefully it's a little more than 4 hours in just one day next year. If you wish to support the channel, there's links to Patreon and YouTube channel membership in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides. And there's a super thanks button appearing below the videos if you wish to say thanks that way. If I can get this camera to spin around, there we go. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.